body lymph drainage video. So what you're going to need this morning is a chair if you are not able to do this standing. Optional, you could have a stability ball. We're going to use that as part of a warm-up. And also just need a mat. We will be getting down on the floor or a carpeted surface. So these exercises are designed to stimulate the lymphatic system and increase the lymphatic flow of the lymphatic system. If you have had lymph nodes removed, whether in the upper body or the lower body, or have radiation to lymph nodes or the lymph bed, this is important to do these exercises before every workout. You can also do these as just a standalone activity for days that you're not doing a more formal workout. So today I'm doing these exercises for an individual that might have peripheral neuropathy. So I'm going to keep that issue in mind when I do this video, and there'll be another video showing a standing version. So let's begin. We are just going to start with a 5-minute warm-up. And we're just going to start by just marching in place. So we're sitting up nice and tall. We have good posture. We want to relax our shoulders. Let's take a good deep cleansing breath. Blow it out slowly. We want to make sure that our ears are over the shoulders and our shoulders are over those hips. We're not leaning back against the backrest of the chair. We want to try to sit up tall. That engages our core and puts us in a great position to start exercising. So we're just going to be marching. So seated in a chair, good posture, pump the arms lightly and gently, and just start lifting the leg a little bit. And we're not making a big, great impact. Again, if you have peripheral neuropathy, and just depends on the sensitivity of the neuropathy in the feet or even the hands, light fist, we're not making a tight fist, and we're just breathing. So we're going to be just doing this for 5 minutes. Now, while we're doing this, I want to talk a little bit about some options. So you could, if you have real severe peripheral neuropathy in the feet, you could get on a stationary cycle and just do that as a very nice, slow warm-up. This is not cardio. We're not trying to achieve an aerobic target heart rate or anything like that. We're just trying to get the blood flowing, warm up the muscles, and just gently start increasing that lymphatic flow. But the drainage will occur with the exercises that we do. So we're just breathing. We're just moving the muscles, upper body, lower body. Keep going, keep doing this. I want to show you another option, and that's using a stability ball. Now, I do not recommend using a Bosu ball yet, those half moon balls, if you have peripheral neuropathy, because that's really challenging for your balance. So this is a little safer, and I would have a chair close by so you can put your hand on the chair. If you've never used one before, we just sit nice and tall like we did in the chair, and you can just bounce a little bit, okay? So the feet aren't moving, so you're not getting that tapping of the feet. And remember, if you're still marching in the chair, keep going. You're not resting. We're warming up. We have about 2 more minutes to go as our warm-up. And again, this is an option. You could just start with this. Instead of even starting in the chair, you could just start right here on the ball. And we're just pumping our arms. So again, my leg muscles are activating. My upper body, arms are moving. I'm getting some contraction of the midsection. So again, this is a good alternative to the just marching in the chair. Now, as you advance, you could actually do just a little bit of toe tapping. Okay, so just a little bit more active, or you can do it with each alternating bounces. Okay, so these are just some suggestions you can do. And of course, you can also just bounce right here, holding on. So you're either bouncing You can be standing up and marching in place if that's comfortable for you. You could get on a stationary cycle. You could get on if you have an elliptical machine. Again, it's nice and slow. This is not workout. This is just warming up. I also have a rowing machine here. I mean, any of those that are using large muscle groups, arms and legs, very slowly, just increasing the breathing, increasing the blood flow, starting to open up and stimulate the lymph system. These are all good things to use as a warm-up. Okay, so we have about another minute. Keep marching in place if you're sitting down or if you're bouncing. Keep bouncing. Continuing that 5-minute warm-up. Very important. There we go. Just marching in place, sitting tall, breathing. Good. Do some nice deep breaths. In through the nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Okay, so that was 5 minutes, nice and easy. Again, let's readjust our posture. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, sitting nice and tall. And now we're going to do some formal breathing activity. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to teach you a very simple method. And I just want you to put one hand on the abdomen and one hand up in your chest. So we're sitting nice and tall. We're going to do some diaphragmatic belly breathing. And let me just demonstrate, then I'll talk you through it. We're going to inhale through the nose, and we're going to push the belly out and just fill the belly. My hand is going out with my belly. And then I'm going to draw that breath up into my chest. So it's almost like a second inhale of the same air. And you see how my ribs expanded? I'm drawing that air up here now. Then I'm going to very slowly exhale through my mouth. Now, what I want to see is an expansion of the ribs as we draw it up. I don't want your shoulders to lift. I want to see the expansion in the ribs and the chest without raising up the elbows. Okay, so let's get started. Let's do 5 of these. So we're going to inhale through the nose, and we're going to push out the belly, fill the belly. Draw up into the chest. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale. Draw it up. Exhale. Inhale belly. Draw up the air. Exhale slowly. 2 more. Last one. Inhale belly. Draw it up. Exhale slowly. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to just do a little pelvic tilt. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to put your thumb on your rib, the lower rib, and then your pinky, your forefinger, your pointer finger, right there on the top of the hip bones. And we're just going to pull the thumb and the finger together as we kind of tilt the hips. The belly kind of comes in, and it's just a very subtle movement. And then we're going to inhale and open back up. Exhale, we're going to pinch the finger and thumb together as we tuck the hips under. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. One more time. Exhale. See how my belly's going in? And then sit back up. That's a pelvic tilt. Okay, excellent. The next thing we're going to do is kind of like a little crunch. So it's kind of like we're going to do the pelvic tilt, but we're also going to lean forward just a little bit and kind of just do a little bit of crunch. And what this is doing, this is draining lymph fluid out of the midsection of the body so that we're opening up room for lymph drainage for the lymph to go, okay? So we're just opening up the lymphatic system, starting with the midsection. Put your hands behind your ears, just very lightly. We're going to inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to do that pelvic tilt, but we're going to crunch forward just a little bit. So inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt, crunch forward, pulling that belly button in, and then inhale, nice and tall, inhaling through the nose. Exhale, pelvic tilt, little crunch, inhale through the nose, back up, exhale, crunch, inhale, sit tall, exhale, crunch, inhale, sit tall. Just doing 5 of these. Exhale, crunch, inhale, sit tall. Wonderful. And bring those arms down. Recheck your posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Relax those shoulders. We're going to start with some shoulder rolls. So slowly, we're going to bring those shoulders forward, bring them up toward the ears, pull them back, slide those shoulder blades down, making a complete circle. These are exaggerated movements, nice and slow. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Go the other direction, reverse. Inhale. Really reach those shoulders back, bring the shoulder blades together, and then they kind of separate as we roll forward. Let's do it 2 more times. Good. Sit tall, check your posture. Now we're doing shoulder shrugs. So starting with your shoulders pressed down, and then we're just going to inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Great. Next thing we're going to do is just going to go into what we call prayer hands in yoga. And we're going to be doing a isometric press, but we're going to be doing with breathing so that this is not contraindicated for lymphedema. So we're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to press our palms together. Inhale, release. Let those ribs expand. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull that belly button in. Press. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, press. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Great. Next, we're going to do what's called a shoulder blade contraction. We're going to contract our shoulder blades together, and we're just going to lift our arms up to do a 90-degree bent elbow. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, we're going to push those elbows back, and there's a walnut between your shoulder blades. Try to crack that walnut on the exhale, blow it out. Inhale. Return to the starting position. Exhale. Pull those elbows back. Inhale, release. Exhale. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Pull those shoulder blades back. Inhale, release. Last one, exhale. Inhale, release. Woo, shake it out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to just reach out. I want you to stretch those hands opposite directions. If it's hard to lift up to shoulder height, you can do it lower, lower, or lower, whatever you can do. So we're just reaching it out, sitting nice and tall, getting good posture. And we're just going to do some gentle arm circles, slow and purposeful. Keep breathing. Breathing will slow your movements down so that you don't rush through it. Inhale, exhale. One more time. We're going to reverse directions. Inhale, exhale. Once more. And float those arms down. Great. Very nice. You can really feel that one in your shoulders. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to do some neck stretches. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand and place it behind your back, just nice and comfortable. Again, keeping that good posture. And now the direction that if I was to point the hand, my left arm, my hand, in the back, I point the finger, my pointer finger is going to tell me which way to go. So I'm taking my ear, I'm pointing to the right with my left hand, and I'm taking my head and dropping it to my right shoulder. Then I'm taking my right hand and just gently applying just the weight of my hand so that I get a good neck stretch. I'm not cranking on the neck, everything is very gentle. And do a couple deep breaths. And relax that shoulder further as you exhale. Great. So now I'm going to turn and look down at my right armpit and just gently feel a little stretch, a little different stretch in the back of my neck, and do a couple of more deep breaths. One more time. And release. Woo, shake that out. Right hand, sitting tall. I'm pointing my right pointer finger to the left, so that tells me drop my left ear to my left shoulder. And then take my left hand and just gently pull. As we're doing this, also try to relax your right shoulder and get a good deep stretch. Very gentle pressure. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now I'm looking down at my left armpit. I'm feeling another good stretch in the back of my neck. 2 deep breaths. And release. Excellent. Gently bring that arm from behind, and sitting up nice and tall. Great. So now we're reaching overhead. And unfortunately, you cannot see my wrist. So I'm going to do this sitting on the floor so you can see me. You can join me on the floor if you want. You do not need to. Bring those arms up by the ears. Straight arms. Try to press your shoulders down. And we're just going to make a very light fist. And we're going to just do some wrist circles. Keep just breathing normally. That was 5. Let's go the other direction. Great. Now, get those arms back. Reach your hands. Pull the fingers open. Make a big palm. And then squeeze. Reach, stretch out the palms, and squeeze. This is also helping the lymph flow down the arms into the main body cavity. Keep breathing. We're going to do 10 of these. We're almost done. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Bring them down. Great. Okay, well, this is convenient because we're needing to get down on the floor. Now, if it's uncomfortable for you to get on the floor, you can pause this video and go to the bedroom and get on your bed. So that's better than a couch because a couch is often too soft. But the bed will provide a good service to do this. So I'm going to get my out of my way, and we are going to go down onto our back. Make sure I stay in the picture. And I just want you to tuck your shoulder blades under, kind of opening up the chest. Just a nice natural curve in the low back, hands by your side. And just I'm looking at the camera so that I can make sure that I'm doing what I need to do, but you're just looking straight up at the ceiling after you get into this position. And just be nice and comfortable. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're just going to bring, and of course you're looking at me now, you're going to bring your legs up into what we call a tabletop position. So my belly to my thighs, a 90-degree angle, my knees bent at a 90-degree angle, my foot is at a 90-degree angle. We're going to bring that other foot up. And so 90-degree bend at the ankle, knee, and hip, hands down, and we're just going to do some bicycling. So just reach out with the right leg, point that toe as you start to reach out with the left leg, okay? So looking at the ceiling, we're going to do 10 of these. Keep breathing. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's reverse. Point that toe, extend it out, and then flex it as it comes up through the top. Okay? There we go. First few, just figure it out, and then the body knows what to do. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Let's bring those knees into the chest, hug your knees, and just kind of stretch out your back. That really shouldn't be straining your back. You can always make those bicycles a little smaller, a little closer to the body. Hug those knees. Take a deep breath. Excellent. So release your feet. Again, back in that nice, just bent knee position, hands by your side. Tuck those shoulder blades under again. Make sure that chest is open. We're just going to extend the right leg up, straight up to the ceiling. If you're out here, that's fine. Just whatever you can do. Bring it up, bend that knee, just loose. You don't have to straighten it out real tall. Pointing that toe, we're just going to do some little leg circles. Nice and slow. The key here is to just make sure you're not rocking on your hips. Keep your hips flat on the floor, anchored to the floor, breathing. Let's do 4 more. 2 more. Great. Now we're reversing. So this is actually a good core and abdominal exercise, believe it or not, because you have to stabilize in your core so that your hips don't rock. And you can get that leg moving. So there's much more going on than just the leg circling overhead. All right, let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Great. Other leg. Point that leg up to the ceiling, loose knee, and we're circling, and we're not rocking. There we go. You can feel the abdominals working to keep you from rolling from side to side. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go the other direction. There we go. Keep breathing. And we're doing these nice and slow. 5 more. And if you get tired after 4, that's fine. Each time you do it, see if you can add 1 more. You'll get stronger. You only should do what you're able to do. Don't push it. You'll get there. How about 2 more? And last one. Great. Let's bend that knee. Let's bring both knees into our chest again. Wonderful. So from here, I want you to extend your feet out in front just a little bit. Grab your hands behind the knees. Flex those feet. Looking at the ceiling, we're just going to extend our legs up and bring them down. Extend up and bring them down. These are leg extensions. Great. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So we exhale on the contraction on the work phase, which is lifting those legs up, and we inhale on the release. And again, that keeps us from going too fast as we're doing it with our breath. Let's do 5 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And that belly breathing, you're using your core, you're working that diaphragm, working the abdominal muscles, and that all helps move the lymph fluid as well. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Great. Bring that knee up. All right. We just have one more activity. Just stretch those legs back up. Hands by your side, and we're just going to point the toes and flex. And point the toes and flex. This is a nice one. Pumping those ankles. Try to feel a nice stretch in the back of the heel into the calf. And then as you point, you'll feel that stretch all the way down the front of the foot. And again, this is also very good if you have that peripheral neuropathy, because we want to stimulate nerve growth. We want those muscles to be moving, activating, and saying to the nerves, hey, we're using these muscles. You need to start kicking in. We want to try to stimulate some nerve regrowth. There we go. Let's do one more, and then let's just circle our ankles. So let your feet come apart just a little bit. And my knees, just like before, nice and they're loose knees. We're not locking out our legs, okay? Loose knees up here. And you can hold on if you need to. Sorry about that. There we go. And let's go the other way. What that does is it takes some of the strain off of the legs, the front of your leg muscles, to put your hands behind the knees like this. Because we're not just trying to work the legs, we're really just trying to increase the lymphatic fluid. Woo! All right, bring the knees to the chest again. I want you to roll over onto your side and gently push yourself, walk yourself back up. And guess what? We're done. You're ready for your workout. Go for a walk, do your next video, do your workout routine. Excellent.